Welcome to FantasyFran.com. Week 10 sleeper picks. This is where the rubber meets the road, and champions are made and losers are made, unfortunately, too. But you've had great sleepers every week. You got a couple really good ones this week as well.
Well, I'm going to give it an obvious Ben Tate, because Ben Tate is just off the charts good. He's going for 1,000 yards. I like him a lot against Tampa Bay. Here's one we haven't had all year, Pierre Thomas. I think Pierre Thomas is a great, great talent. Playing against Atlanta, at some point, New Orleans is going to understand we got to run the football. And I think Pierre Thomas can run the football. I think he can catch the football. I think he's a good sleeper pick. And here's one that we haven't looked at all year, but a really good speed receiver, kick returner, Josh Cribbs. Cleveland playing St. Louis. I love Josh Cribbs. I think he's a big-time talent and a good pick. And here's my last sleeper pick. I know you have a couple. Earl Bennett. Why? Number one, he's got talent. He's been hurt some. But he's close to Jay Cutler. Jay Cutler went back to Vanderbilt. They played together at Vanderbilt, went back for his pro day to throw to him. And Earl Bennett's a big-bodied receiver. They got little guys on the outside of him. I can tell Cutler likes to throw to this guy, and he had a big game last week.
Unfortunately,
and I like Earl Bennett this week because Cutler will go back to him time and time again against a problematic secondary with Detroit.
Okay, I have really just three, two of which are real sleepers. But one of them is Preston Parker. Preston Parker has pretty much been Josh Freeman's go-to target, along with Des Briscoe in Tampa Bay, going up against Houston. Houston's defense has improved, but I still like Preston Parker this week to get a number of catches and a number of yards. Now, my other two sleepers that are kind of reaches. Number one is Chris Agbanaya. Now, first off, it sounds like some third world country disease, but what is an Agbanaya?
Can you spell it?
I cannot, but I can tell you this. He's going to have a good week. You saw how nervous he was last week. He was in Houston. I thought he outplayed a lot of the other backs, and you talked about how good Houston's backs are. I actually thought he outplayed a number of those backs in the preseason. He gets put on the practice team, practice squad, gets picked up by Cleveland with all the stuff that's going on with Peyton Hillis and Hardesty.
He'll have an opportunity.
He will have an opportunity, and a lot of the greats, including Arian Foster and Ben Tate in Houston, are born from opportunity. So I like Agbanaya this week against St. Louis. And the other one that's been up there for the last 2 years but hasn't shown up at all this year is tight end Marcedes Lewis. Look for Marcedes Lewis going up against Indianapolis. If he's ever going to show, it's going to be this week. So those are my three picks. And Fran, your picks are really spot on the last couple of weeks.
And he knows these sleeper guys. I'm telling you, he knows where they were born, where they played high school, where they played elementary school. He knows all their history. He's really good on the sleeper picks.
It's a little creepy at times, actually. So, but make sure to join us next week. We'll give you some really, really great sleeper picks for Week 11. But, folks, I got to tell you, make sure you set your rosters early. You got the Thursday game today, so make sure you check it out. Join us back next week, FantasyFran.com, all your sleepers right here.